and welcome everybody to the Hohlen Homestead today. On today's episode, what we're going to be doing is turning our compost and showing you how we go about creating our compost. So what we have here is a 4-bin system that allows us to have our compost in different stages that I helped mock up. So we have our preliminary compost. This is where everything goes into first. Kitchen scraps, yard waste, things that don't necessarily need to be shredded. And we want to make sure we have a pretty even ratio of brown material, such as wood chips. We had a wood chip pile here, or leaves, and then green, which is yard waste, kitchen scraps, those kind of things. So pretty balanced ratio. Everything breaks down in there, moves to our second bay, which will be a little bit more finished. And so after the second bay, third, where it's almost done, and then our fourth bay is usually our finished compost. It's currently, the last 2 bays are currently empty because we used up all of it this year prepping our garden beds. But compost is really great for the garden. It helps feed all of your plants and can sometimes act also as like a mulch, depending if you top dress or you work it in. And so every few months you will want to rotate your compost and turn it from your bay to bay, and depending on your setup, we had a tumbler that you could do, and what this does is it allows you to aerate. You don't want to create an anaerobic environment. You'll get the wrong kind of bacteria that'll make your compost slimy, smelly, and be inappropriate. So what you want to do is aerate it, and that's what turning it does. So it's very simple. We just take it, move it down, flip it into the next one, kind of work from different areas in the pile to get a mixing effect. And you know, if our first bay is a little low on wood chips or brown material, then I'll get some leaves or some of our wood chips that we have and throw those in there to turn them in. So let me show you what good compost should look like, what our first bay looks like, and we'll show you a little bit more about the bins that they're in. So this is bay 1, as you can see, full of mostly a lot of bright green material, some deadheading that I did earlier on some hardy geraniums, kitchen scraps, a little bit of lawn clippings, and in here is also some brown material. And then we can move down to the next bay. You can see this is some nice compost. It smells a lot like dirt, becoming a lot finer. You don't want it to have a foul smell to it, so this is really being broken down well. And this is probably pretty close to being finished compost. Just give it some more time and let it keep going.
So here we have our bay 1 and this 4-bay system. It's built with some white 1x6s, 1x4s, I don't remember, and they're put together. The fronts are slatted so that you can remove the boards, make it as high as you need to be, but also so you can empty it out relatively easily. Had this first one fill up, easy to take care of, and so you can move down to the second bin, a little bit more finished compost, the third bin, and then the very done stuff goes in the last 4th section here. So it's a pretty good system that I used some inspiration online to help create myself. And then we have our loam pile for making some dirt. But the 4-bin system allows for good rotation.
So I hope you guys learned something today about compost. Like I hope you learned that for starting your compost mix, you want to have a 50-50 ratio of green material and brown material to accomplish appropriate composting that's general purpose. Now there are things such as hot composting that you may change those ratios, but for general purpose composting, 50% green, 50% brown. Green materials like yard waste, like branches off of fruits and vegetables, kitchen waste, some lawn clippings, brown waste, cardboard, newspaper, mulch, and leaves. So then you want to aerate your compost to create better mixtures. And so as you see, I've started a new pile, moved the other two down, and we've gotten finished up. Compost is really great for the garden, provides lots of nutrients back to the soil that you've used up. Cut some leaves off some unruly squash plants, so they took from the earth and they'll give back to it. Compost really is that black gold that gardeners are looking for. So from the Hohlen Homestead, best of luck in all your gardening endeavors. And if you haven't composted yet, I'd get out there and try.